Alrighty guys, welcome. Good day one and all. Let's get this show on the road. As always, good morning, good afternoon, and very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Welcome to another edition of London Session. Hope you guys are doing well. Gold, obviously, really selling off here. To be honest, still a bit shocked by it all, but nonetheless, we will do the analysis and see what we can come up with moving forward. Apologies for abruptly ending the stream yesterday, guys. I did have a little emergency at home. So it's no fun getting old. It wasn't me though, but anyway, everything's all right now though. So apologies for that. That trade did end up obviously in a loss yesterday. But otherwise, I've also updated the stream record off the back of that. So that was a 38th loss since the beginning of the stream. 147 wins, so win rate of 79.46. Still not too shabby. Anyway guys, you know the drill. If you could, make sure to hit that like button, and any charts, any questions, please feel free to pop those into the chat. Don't forget to say g'day. Let's get the chat pumping, let's get the masses onto the stream, and let's have a good one, team. And let's take a look at the gold here moving forward. Let's have a look at the news first of all to see if there is anything of impact and what happened overnight my time. Interesting to see. So the cash rate, what happened? I'm not sure, guys. Not too sure what came out of FOMC. Obviously the cash rate remained the same. Nothing has changed in regards to that. Not sure, but by the looks of things, I think they may have been maybe a little bit hawkish, because obviously a bit of strength in the DXY. But wow, look at this gold, is absolutely melting. The US dollar being a safe haven asset while there is obviously a war going on. Wow, it doesn't make it easy. Gold is very difficult at the minute, guys. It is really difficult. You just get these massive moves out of nowhere. But anyway, we'll see what we can come up with. Let's start the weekly time frame, and we are forming a very strong bearish candle. So I think you guys know what my bias is today without even having to really mention it. Strong bearish in the weekly. Daily, we've got an interruption just here. I did mention it to my team at the beginning of proceedings for today's candle, but we've got nowhere near tapping into it. Obviously, count probabilities to the downside. We are about to tap into some support here on the daily, so kind of feels like we've missed the best part of the move, but we'll see what we've got in between. 4 hour, I did mention to my team as well, 4 hour interruption, which did work perfectly. But unfortunately, I was not on the charts for it, so I didn't get to execute. Hope some of my guys did though. So that was absolutely perfect. Did mention, call that out into the members group earlier today as well. And at the minute though, the 4 hour is obviously technically bearish. And once again, we are basically at support. It's a huge level. I am going to mark the whole level in. I will adjust it accordingly on the 15th. As far as most recent resistance, this is it just here. And we got some resistance just up ahead of that. Focus on the most recent though for the time being, making our way down to the M15 time frame. That as well is definitely bearish here. And as to where the structure flipped back bullish at this point, well, if we close below the previous low in the next 5.5 minutes, well, the structure will flip back above the Asian range high. So that could be a catalyst to look for a buy, if that does actually eventuate for a buy back above the Asian range high. Let's quickly look to the downside though. Let's see if we can just adjust this zone. I think it is a massive one. We sure can. So definitely got some margin to the downside. We'll just focus on this being the most recent. We'll adjust this zone to that point there for the time being. And what we can see is we've got some very clean traffic to the left hand side. Doesn't mean I just jump in, guys. I need to reset. So yes, we're about to close below support. Let's just zoom out a bit though. Are we below every bit of support? Let's mark in this level to ensure we close below it. And that lines up perfectly with the current daily low. So yeah, we really want to be below that point. What are the options moving forward? Well, what I'd love to see right now is I want to see some buy pressure. Very simple. Love to see an M15 closing back something like so. Weak bullish after tapping back into that previous level of support that we were just broken, and then off the back of that potentially look for a sell as the following candle after it creates upward wick and begins to break through the low of the minor support form back below the previous support. That is something I would love to see. Now aside from that, what we do have is a delayed interruption here, and it will be valid because we're likely going to close below the support. Had we not closed below the support tapped in, it would not be valid, but we have closed below it. So to me, the next potential, or another potential entry, will be a delayed interruption sell at this point here. So let's put it in. Delayed M15 I see sell, and that is another option moving forward. Now I'm not considering buys at all, guys. Not interested in buying it. Not going to try to catch a falling knife because this thing just is continuing to melt. Crazy, isn't it? Been keeping an eye on silver, and that also is really dropping. Big pullbacks on both the metals here. So in my opinion, it's best to trade with the trend. The trend is very bearish at the minute, and that is what I'll be doing. I'll be looking for any potential sell option moving forward on the gold. Let's just mark in horizontal so I can remove that big zone. All right, so we know that's a target. All right, guys, so that's the gold. Not interested in any continuation sells because missed the best part of the move, in my opinion. Doesn't mean it can't continue. Issues are stop loss. It's just not my cup of tea. But anyway, let's have a look at German 40 just quickly. Here's the chart I sent into my members group, and all right, so it's created a lower low but popping back above here. Catalyst here to sell would have been, if it were me trading it, I would have had the sell stop in likely after this close, but never would have been triggered in, and I would have kept it in after this counter rejected, but once again never would have been triggered in. So now on German 40, I'd probably add that minor zone in, and I adjust this one. Yeah, you'd have to use the bearish wicks because there is no zone otherwise, so I'd just do that. And look, 15 minutes actually going to flip back bullish above this point, so you could get a cheeky little buy above 23,150 roughly. Going to flip back bullish at that point, so take back up and look for sells from higher up. But German 40 is has flipped bearish as well. The back of yesterday, strong. The weekly's flipped back bearish. Previous daily it was a strong bearish engulfing candle. Current daily lower high, lower low. 4-hour structure. Yeah, you could argue it's flipped back bearish as well. And so it's bearish across the board, similar to gold here. I'd be more focused on sells, but anyway, back to the gold, guys. Just under a minute remaining for this candle to close. Let me say g'day to you guys in the chat. Batman, hope you're well. Jim Donnelly, g'day to you. Franco, good morning to you. Gold Sniper won't go back up until Fed rates change later in year. Ocean Rice and gold sinking. What it looks like at the minute, they're still not increased the interest rate, so it's quite interesting. Welcome to you. Just a quick stop today, was up early, so almost done. Nice one. No TikTok today, by the way. I couldn't be bothered. All right, so impulsive entry is upper wick, so I'll stop below. A lot of these candles, I've been watching price action a bit, just to see what's been going on. A lot of these candles open straight bullish, create a decent upper wick, and then they just shit the bed. A lot of them haven't had lower wicks as well, the candle prior to it. So interesting to see, showing that there is a lot of sell pressure, because a lot of the time when we have this sort of situation when we don't leave a wick in the opposite direction, or in this case a low wick, the next candle in the past would have ended up closing pretty strong bullish, but for the most part it doesn't make it, you know, world of difference. It doesn't make any difference at all. There it goes. Looks like it could come down. Anyone looking at that entry, stop loss would have to be above the high of this candle. And you would be in. I'm not taking it, guys. I'm not going to force this thing. Just going to wait. Wow, this thing is just... Now let's have a look at these levels again. So we're really approaching a strong level of support. Tapped into it. I mean, 4,500 could be back on the cards, guys. From the initial flash crash. That could really be back on the cards. And who knows, from the way it's moving, back doing its thing where it's moving a couple $100 a day, so maybe it could happen today. Could happen, you never know. Should be done for you, mate. Just catch set up in 4 hours marking up. Nice one, mate. Jim, looks like it. Yeah, I mean, who would have thought, you know, a couple of weeks back, it's just buying shit. Those ones where you pretty much at a minute you can just sell it and it's likely going to end up lower than the time you actually enter your sell. Simple analysis, but it probably will work at the minute, to be honest. Not saying to do it, but yeah, oh well. Gold doing its thing. So it took about a 50, it was 52 or 53 pip loss yesterday. I just closed it as soon as I had to end the stream. Would have hit full stop loss. I think I was about 70 something. So just before full stop loss, so it wasn't a good trade. I think it's a valid trade, but learned something from that. I definitely learned something from that. I don't want to be triggered in the last 30 seconds to a minute of the candle when it comes to interruption. So we learn from trades, and I wouldn't call it a mistake. It just by you know, experiences makes you also come up with some new rules to follow. Wow, look at this. Like, wow. Who's up for online casino? No, this is just, there's nothing I can do at the minute, Gold. If you're not in trade, you're not in trade. There's no point jumping in. You FOMO if you do. It's just gold because the majors aren't doing much at the minute. Your cab would have worked an absolute treat because the entry for this particular trade would not have been valid until literally close below there. So that's when it would have been valid. And your stop loss would have been safe. So this was a chart I drew up yesterday morning my time, I think. So it's just a rough idea of what I would have been looking at. Stop loss would have been safely above there by the time you would have triggered in. And it would have been an entry just there and an entry upon the pullback. And you'd be flying in profit. Wow. All right, what can we do to kill some time? All right, what do you guys reckon will be the point where price bounces? Let's just take a guess. What do you guys reckon? I'm gonna call 47.50. Pretty simple round number. The half number. I reckon price will probably bounce at that point. Okay, mate, so when you do the top down analysis on gold, there's nothing to do, to be honest, because you're not in a trade right now. There's nothing. Can't chase this. Bearish, very bearish. Just rewind the stream, mate, but I mean, I'll quickly do it. Weekly strong bearish, daily bearish counter probabilities at support, but it's just got so much momentum downside. 4 hours definitely bearish in structure, again at support, but the momentum is still there. 15-minute bearish. I mean, the only thing I can do is wait for it to pull back. I'm not chasing this. This is what it is. It's dropping like it's hot, and there's absolutely nothing at all I can do about it. Jim 47.35. Okay. I'll say 47 or 45. Depends like what type of pullback. I mean, like just a reaction where we could off the back but pump back, we'll pop back up to that 4800 sort of region. It's tough, guys. It's tough when you come to a stream and you see this and you're not in a trade. There's really not a lot I can do. Having looked through some of the Forex pairs today, just looking at some of the interruptions on the different time frames, and for the most part they work really well. Quite a few played out in GU, EU as well. That one on EU, wow, that would have been a cracking entry. Literally tagged in and just dropped. It's on a 4 hour. Alright, the 1 minute's the only thing that looks decent. Would have been a very risky entry off the back of that, but hindsight, that's all it is. So Where's all good to you? Some mask on lens, good morning to you. All good, mate. Gym, not even retesting previous structure, same as yesterday. Yeah, it's boring when it's like this, because just know it's going to be a long wait. There is anything to present. I just don't see it happening at the minute. What's going on here? What's going on the news wise? Mysterious drones in the sky over military base where Rubio and Hegseth live. US military officials are hastily tightening screws on security after recently spotting scores of unidentified drones over Fort Leslie McNair, the Washington Army base, which is now home to Secretary of State, blah blah blah, and Secretary of War. Washington Post reports. Alright. No signs of this war letting up. Gold is bouncing, isn't it? Quarter level. A half and quarter level. If you trade 4750 up to 4775, that would be one of the easiest trades probably of your life. It looks of it at this stage. Looking at 15. Still got clean traffic. Unless gold lens gold remain bearish and so annoying. And I like selling gold. A gold buy. What is really the issue with gold? Buyers were roasted yesterday. Yeah, not too sure to be honest. Same shit happens all the time. Creates a decent upper wick and sells off. But the thing is, the time I would take that type of trade, I will get burnt. You watch if I took it. Creates a decent upper wick, you sell it as it creates the upper wick, and then it just drops. It shits the bed. Done that nearly every time that I've been on the charts, and I've seen this sort of thing happen where it creates the upper wick without any low wick, pops up, and then just dives, completely dives, and drops another, you know, $20-$30. 5-minute support. Yeah, but again, I see it happen so often lately. It just pops straight up and then just completely drops. Sells in 1 hour, look nice for a liquidity sweep. I think, yeah, to be honest, I look at it thinking it's too late. That's my personal opinion. It's just from the day, high of the day, even more recently, within the last hour, it's pretty much dropped. Almost $100. So it's probably has dropped. Yeah, it literally has. Well, 94 roughly from the high to the low of that candle. What's going on? I just learnt that candle with no low wick with you, and it happened often. I take note of it now every day. Fair enough, mate. Yeah, there's a good chance it's going to reject and melt, but again, I'm not going to. It's just too late for me to get involved right now, unless it resets completely. It's just, again, an observation I've made watching gold a lot this week, and when it does trend, even in an uptrend, when it does the same thing, if it drops straight at the open new candle, straight down, when it flips with momentum. Not interested in the hourly, so I'm not reading names. I don't know what to call you. Nah, again, I just think it's too far gone. I'd rather just let it make the move and wait for something more solid to present, so that being a proper pullback. Oh, the volume's back, that's for sure. All right, it's looking like it's going to flip. Well, let's see if it does the exact same thing. Doing small risk for the reversal and continuation on an eval account. Alright, fair enough. I just personally I look at it thinking it's the best part of the move. And again, it doesn't mean it can't continue, but I personally think it's a bit of FOMO if I was to enter it. Maybe not for you, maybe you've got your catalyst, you got a valid entry, but for me, it's literally FOMO if I try and enter a sell just now. This possibly could be the last stream for a bit, guys, as well. Possibly. I'll be definitely on with my members before I go overseas. That's if the plane's got fuel to go overseas. But I'm not sure if I'll be on Monday. I won't be on tomorrow. Tuesday, almost certainly I won't be on. But again, I'll likely be on with my team, probably both Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, I'll be in transit. Thursday and Friday, I won't be looking at the charts. So the following Monday is probably when we'll be back at it. Right? So maybe this time it doesn't do that. That's what I mean. That's why, for me, I wasn't interested. And it's very late to the party if you're trying to sell it just now. Wow, really nice delayed interruption there on silver. Lines up the Asian range low. That's a good one. That's a really good one. They're my favorites when it lines up with an Asian range low. And what I like even more about is we've pretty much pulled back to retest that zone after breaking through it. Let's shift to the left here. Yeah, silver looks really good for later into the day. Even for something like this, if it starts to exhaust on the approach, even better. Wick up, tags in, and then continuation. They're much more probable, and they're a much better entry when charts are trending. That's for sure. Yesterday, apart from being tagged in the last 30 seconds of the candle, the 15-minute candle, also we're just stuck in a range. The interruption entries when price is trending, they are absolutely phenomenal entries. Probably my favorite entry of all. I might keep an eye on silver as well. I just want to see what spreads are like at the moment on silver. Pretty good actually, 2 pips. It's as good as I've ever seen on silver. So that's maybe something for the members and I later. Keep a bit of an eye on. Alright, so that's hopefully my guys who aren't on the call. Here you go, that's great to keep an eye out for. So that's what, instead of signals, that's what I do. Great ideas. When I see something looking good, I'll let you guys know so I can keep an eye on it moving forward. It's the best way to go about it, because calling signals is bloody hard in real time. It really is. I was interested in a small risk, 100 pound, just push down, didn't take in previous liquidity points. It's my risk and reward, can't complain. Just realized my sell order didn't even go in. Oh, that's all right, lucky. Yeah, the silver one looks better than the gold one. I know the gold one also lines up with the Asian range low, but the gold one, you got some support prior to it, so I'll still consider it. But with gold, I'd be more inclined to see how price approaches. If it approaches with a lot of volume, I wouldn't look to take it. If it approaches like it's running out of volume, like it's starting to exhaust, like so, then I would look to place the buy limit, or maybe just market execute this price taps in. Right, so that's for my team. They're the two options we'll be likely looking at moving forward. I do prefer silvers though. Actually, just let me quickly edit that. Paul, back to Thailand, mate. Slim? No, that's Discord, mate. And welcome to you, by the way, mate. Have a watch later. I did upload a members only video for the YouTube members, so have a look at it. Hopefully you find it useful. Fake page. There is no Telegram page at all of A.C.T Forex, so it's 100% it's fake. Just down below in the description there should be the WAP link, and that will direct you to all the different Discord, or to the Discord server, free group, paid group, all that stuff. It's all there. So just click down below, mate. It should be there, or on the actual homepage of YouTube, the channel. Definitely did watch the video. Nice one, mate. I'm gonna try to upload, you know, some more content for you guys, so just to show some appreciation as well for, you know, joining as a member to the channel. Appreciate YouTube videos, definitely appreciate it. Thank you, mate. Appreciate the support. right, let's see if we get a bearish engulfing, and let's see if we get an interruption forming, maybe a continuation interruption in 12 minutes. Unless you took that sell or sell limit. No, it's a limit, mate. I wish I took that sell, but I wasn't looking at the chart really. That was before the stream. I was usually 15 minutes so before the stream. I'm, for the most part, just chilling, having a hot drink and doing whatever. I'm not really on the chart itself. Alright guys, I'll be back in a minute or two. Mustafari, welcome, mate. Watch this hourly die. Exact same thing happened here. Exact same thing. 15 minute, open up straight bullish. Pretty much no low wick. The next counter, once it broke, it just continued to melt. It looks so similar right now. But again, it's just so far after the initial move, so I don't trust it. Gold going crazy since yesterday. Gold's, yeah, I mean, it's been going crazy since the start of the war, obviously. Initially straight up, and now it's just died ever since. So since back the first Monday after the war started over the weekend, conveniently starting over the weekend as they always do, gold pumped to, I think it was 5,380, I think it was. Got to highest point, almost, well, 5,400 actually. Since then, it has dropped almost $700. That is nuts. That's a big move. Let's measure it percentage wise. 12%. That's a big move for gold. Silver will be even bigger percentage wise for sure. The silver got to 96.50. So it's down 25% since the war broke out. 25%, so it's a $25 move basically. It's a bit under. Crazy. But to be honest, I'm loving it because I did pick up some silver the other day. I'm got the thing up here because I considered buying some more before, and I probably will. So there is some available, which is good, and some premiums aren't all that bad at the minute, which is even better. How would you consider it on M30 if the candle closes below 0.382? Yeah, it's kind of reset. It's not a bad option actually, to be honest, because again, the hourly still got time to do what I mentioned all the other 1 hour counters have done. Create a big upper wick and then it just shits the bed once it flips. So there could be the option off the back of the 30. There could be the option, the better option would be if the 15 can close bearish engulfing. That would be ideal. Let's just mark in the, I'm looking at silver. Like, let's say. Alright, so look, we could, it's flipped, so let's see if it melts like all the other 1 hour candles. And we could have a 15-minute interruption here. Alright, so what is the lowest point of that candle? Stop losses are going to be big, guys. Just there is no two ways about it. That's how it is at the minute. Lowest point of that bullish candle is 47.6281. It's a massive stop loss. I mean, the better option, if it doesn't just melt now, if it closes, for instance, where it's at, and just waiting for it to crane up a wick and having to trust that as a stop loss, because otherwise we're looking at on the interruption plus 200 pips. On the continuation, it's going to be even more than that. We could have a valid interruption entry, a continuation one, which is, when training, this is by far my favorite. We want to be a strong close below. We don't want to close like this. It doesn't mean it can't work, but I'd be too concerned because the volume, it could wick up right through a stop loss and then melt. So in this case, the better option would be the continuation, but that would all come down to the upper wick on the following candle, because otherwise we're rolling with a massive stop. And if you're comfortable with that, that's all good. So the option for that, you need to track the lowest point of the current candle in your broker's chart. For me, that is 47.5705. So that means I would potentially look at an entry 47.5675. And with just over a minute remaining, that looks to be the more probable of the entries, because it doesn't look like we may not even close engulfing. So we need an upper wick though. Wow, these are tough ones really, because the volume, because this is the type of thing, could wick straight up, it could tag you out. Even with it on a lower lot size, you're still gonna, unless you're risking a certain percent, which I generally speaking I don't, I risk fixed lots. This would definitely be on the lower end of my risk though, but still, it would still be a substantial loss if it quickly tagged in and dragged, is what we call it. When you get tagged and dragged, it's the worst entries. There is nothing you can do in regards to management, and it ends very quickly. Doesn't end well. Alright, the way this is going to close, for me, there's likely not going to be an entry. I don't like this rejection. Yeah, it's not going to be an entry either way. So just have to wait again. Wow. Bitcoin also has taken a tumble off the back of FOMC. It was before that actually where it started to really drop. Equities also big sell-off. So is the bubble finally bursting? Where's the buffer point? We're at 2, it's close right at 50. First Safari, how's my week? Train wise, just the one from yesterday. So yeah, 1 loss for the week. 1 trade, 1 loss. But we'll see. It's still been a fantastic March. It's been a really good March. My first loss for the month. First week started with a bang. I think the first week was like 5-0. So I've not been on the charts for all that much, to be honest. I've been quite busy, especially during the Asian session. I've not had a chance to really look at it all that much. How about yourself though? Only one trade's this one. Yeah, and also it just means I'm, like I said, I haven't been on the charts that much. Tommy, for the time being, yes. Thanks for asking. To be honest, there were trades during the Asian session that had I been on the charts and definitely would have taken this one today. I would have taken for sure the 4 hour. Not sure how much I would have held of it, but either way, it definitely worked. I want to mark it in. We would have tapped in here. May have managed it, to be honest. I'm not sure. 4 hour, you just got to let it do its thing, though. You got to give it more room. Alright, so the next thing we're waiting for now is probably going to be the 30-minute closing bearish engulfing. Alright, so this 1 hour is not doing like what a lot of the others had done when they create a long upper wick and flipped. They need to continue with the direction of the trend. This one is just the moment struggling. But off the back of that, we could also as Carl mentioned on the 30-minute, we could do the same thing in the 1 hour and look for a weak bullish close. If we get that, we may have a potential sell on the next candle as price begins to break the low of what will be the confirmation candle. So if it closes below 0.382, that to me is a strong suggestion that we perhaps just grab upside liquidity in order to make the move down as price begins to break the low of this candle. So that's something I would consider, but again, the issue stop loss, so it's going to be a big issue trading throughout the day. It's going to be a real big issue. Stop loss is going to be very, very tricky because if you're using candles, previous candles highs and lows, they're very wide, these candles. And that one's already 150 pips, so, and it looks like nothing. An interruption also in the 30, maybe. This close as bearish engulfing. Illis looks like a range 2 MI. Possibly. I mean, it's made a big move, so it's not like it hasn't done anything. Could be time for it to chill, maybe make a little bit of a pullback. Lowest go to you. Waiting for a sell-off buy. Preferring a sell still. We're very, very bearish here. At this rate, potentially looking for if it presents the interruption on the 30 here. So now the 1 hour is finally looking like it may die like the rest of the 1 hour candles that did a similar thing eventually did. Bring a long upper wick. I need to flip and close strong. Yeah, so pretty much just looking for sells, but waiting for a reason to sell it. Not chasing it at the minute. Don't have a confirmation, but I may have a confirmation in, still got 16 minutes roughly, just over. But if we have the bearish engulfing close here, there could be an interruption entry back of that. Well, off it goes again. I see, guys, I like volume, but I don't like it when it's this crazy, to be honest. It's just, everything has to be impulsive, and I'm not an impulsive trader. So in this situation, all I can really look for is the interruption candles to present, basically. Got a delay one there. I'm gonna wait for the 30. Andrew? Yeah, everything's alright, mate. Thanks for asking. Just had an emergency at home. But alright, so what 757.05 is low for that candle now. And that could come into play as well. It's the type of one where, because we got the volume, you could perhaps... I really would love for this 30 to close and we get the 30-minute option, but perhaps having two entries, one at the 30-minute interruption and one at the 15-minute delayed one, just a bit above. And that one looks like we'll get tapped into within this candle, to be honest, the way it's going. What is low of that candle? 47.62.81. So that's what these two levels are. 30-minute, there is no confirmation yet because it's not yet closed. We want it to close strong. We don't want it to start popping up, closing, just engulfing. That's the 30-minute one. 15-minute one is valid. So if you want, you could place the limit order sell, but same thing as yesterday. If it approaches the last minute, I'll just remove it the last minute or two, especially leading to London Open. You list the pullbacks, yeah, I mean, the minutes continues to create these pullbacks. Looks like it's going to pump back up and then just drops again and pushes another 30, 40 pips or so, more. 300. Crazy, isn't it?
Hey, good morning, Justin.
How's it going, mate?
Hey, fine, thank you. And you?
That's it. Yeah, good, mate. All good.
Got some sleep?
Not really, to be honest. No, still up from 2 a.m. So.
Really?
Yep, but all good.
Mate, I have a question. So because on gold here right now, so I have looked a little bit at the prices at the end at an H4 support, which I have looked.
Yeah, it's
so,
this week, I know.
Yeah, correct, this week. So what do you think about that? Normally, so could be also a level which we can bounce up.
Yeah,
during.
For sure, but I just see like there's so much momentum, and the 15, 30 minute and 1 hour is very clean. To this point, that's where they start to run into some support. So I still think you just got to go for the momentum, and I think it still could continue bearish. So off the back of that, I would be looking to take the entries if they eventuate. But yeah, you are right. It is at a level. It's also daily.
Yeah, yesterday I took also a loss, the same as you took with the IC entry. Yeah. So yeah, today I wanted to be a little bit more cautious.
But yeah, that's fair enough. Stop losses are massive as well. They're very big at the minute. Slim, g'day. Welcome to the team, mate. I'll reply to you after the stream. But yeah, make sure to read the start here section, mate. It will give you a bit of an idea of how some things work. Not everything. It's not all through that particular schedule and that, but gives you a good idea. Yeah, nice one, mate. Nice to have you on board. Illis is going back 3k, likely going to happen. What do you think, these fundamentals? Look, I mentioned, not sure if I mentioned on stream or I mentioned it to my team a few days ago that one of the analysts I follow, again, it's just my guys, suggesting it's going to end up 2026 at 3,500. Not quite. I started watching the podcast today, but it's too busy in here and I couldn't get into the meat and potatoes, the good part where he explained why he thinks it will end up being at 3.5k by year's end. So I mean, it could happen. Anything could happen. Especially if inflation continues, which it will, the way things are going with obviously the oil issue. It's going to cost, that's just going to push prices up. You know, cost of produce anything is going to go up because it all relies on the use of oil, and oil is the main source of energy. So off the back of that, then likely at some point they're going to have to probably raise interest rates. I know here they're steadfast in raising rates in Oz. They've already said they just recently raised 25 basis points, and they said there'll be at least 3 more throughout the year, likely. Pretty sure the US may be starting to change their stance as well in regards to softening of the monetary policy. Initially they were looking to cut rates, but they didn't do so overnight my time, and I don't know if they will be doing so anytime soon. So off the back of that, then there'll be strength in US dollar. That possibly could lead to gold coming down a bit as well. But it's just so difficult to know at the moment. It's such a crazy time that we live in. So, all right, 5 minutes. All right, so for the 15-minute, I've not set it. I'm watching it. If it doesn't tag in with 3 minutes left, we'll make it 2.5 minutes. With 2.5 minutes left, no, I'm not going to answer it. I'm just going to wait for London Open. I don't want to get burnt. If it approaches with steam, London Open, low wick, and then bang, straight through the stop loss. Especially with a wide stop loss at the minute. All good, just Slim, great to have you in there. Lois started trading personal account, moved from prop firms, trying to grow my account. I think it's the best way to do it, to be honest. Really I appreciate it so much more once I had that issue with that prop firm almost 2 years ago now, 1.5 years, pushing 2 years ago actually. Was it a year? No, it was pushing 2 years ago. And since I've really appreciated just grinding away, growing the account again, and getting to a really good point again. I even got a little side account to a decent point, which is really good. Being very not so much focused on price action with that, and just more focused on levels, bounces off levels. But it's definitely not the way I trade my normal account. I've not touched it for a bit, to be honest. Back on the normal account. So yesterday's trade was taken on my usual account, and yesterday's loss. But yeah, you definitely appreciate it more, to be honest. All right, let's focus here, because there could also be the potential for a continuation sell. Pull up the fib. Let's mark in a 0.3 at 2. So anything applies, the new candle will have to, so this has to close below that point. Weak bullish, new candle has to crane up a wick. Decent one, not a huge one, because otherwise stop loss can be massive again. And stop loss, sell stop below low of the bullish candle. 30-minute IC is going to be valid by the looks of it too, guys. So there could be options here. 30-minute IC is $47.5705 on my broker's chart. So that's actually looking really good. A 30-minute interruption here. Now the continuation, I mean, again, the other potential entry is, but it's for me, unless I get that weak support, I just don't see it as I see it more as I'm getting in too late without it. And it doesn't mean it can't work, but upper wick and just sell it so it breaks the low. That's your other option. with the volume, I mean, good chance it could complete the move down, but also with the volume, you know, anything could happen. Don't expect anything, but anything could happen. London Open could push it back up, so bit of the unknown, obviously coming to a high time of volume, but definitely the M30 interruption looks valid. Now, to reduce the risk, I would probably use the entry candle, the current candle, high of it, as your stop loss. Because otherwise, to use the interruption candle, it's just going to be massive. It's going to be way too wide. Alright, remove all that. It's not going to... It's closing bearish. Well, actually, the other thing is you could go for 2 entries. Like I mentioned, stop loss, just keep it a wider one. Layer in one at the 15 minute, delay 15 minute, and also the M30. They're the current entries I'm looking at. First of all, you ever use peptides? Never, mate. Never. Not interested in any to be honest, even supplements in general. I don't really, the only thing I have, it's not every day, but I probably should, is protein. Creatine, I go through cycles of it, so I've not been on creatine for like a month, but creatine's really good for you. Good for the organs as well. They're the only 2 supplements I take. I don't take peptides, nor into anything else. Don't tell me no lower wick. Fuck's sake, seriously. Use the French. Alright. Sell limit M30 interruption. That is what I'm looking at. $27.57.05. Stop loss is going to go a little bit higher. Delayed interruption on the M15 is $47.62.81. Alright, so I've set 2 orders. One for the M15 delayed. One for the M30 continuation interruption. Now if it completely dies here and then I'm lacking of the weight, well, we certainly will need to wait. Just look at a few things here. So the 1 hour still got a bit of room. Yep, that's the M30. All right. Remove that. That's my TP areas. Seven. Now, in regards to trade management, it's bloody tough on gold at the minute because it's just so volatile. There's just a lot of volume. So just lower risk. That's really all you can do is lower risk. Because if I get triggered in, if I'm to be triggered into the second entry, I'm going to be stuck in some pretty big drawdown, to be honest. Alright, silver, there's a 15-minute delayed interruption there as well. And that is also valid. Spreads like on silver at the minute. Ooh, starting to widen there. Over 4 pips on IC market, so... Alright, it's flipping, and once again, buying. Man, oh man, gold. Yeah, it's done this pretty much all day from when I've been on the charts, but I just look at it like, if I didn't take it this time, I mean, if I didn't take it up here, why would I take it down here when it's really deep into a higher time frame zone? It doesn't really make much sense to do so at this point if I don't trust it from higher up. But the majors, ooh, yeah. AU still holding quite strong. It's been as strong as of the majors. GU also coming down. UJ's tapped into the 15-minute interruption. That would have been valid as well, because he cleared support. Nice one. It would have tagged in and no drawdown by the looks of it. Just to my guys, I will be on later with you for a bit. and possibly tomorrow. I have to see when I get in, but possibly. I can't promise tomorrow. Definitely Monday. Not sure if I'll stream it, but I'll be on for you guys. Tuesday at some point, but it might not be right at the open. Might be a little bit into the open, or even slightly later. The continuation on gold just continues to drop. Like I said, from around here to sell gold, it's probably gonna melt. Who would have thought? Honestly, who would have thought I'd be saying that? Yeah, everything's impulsive. Even if you're trading after 5 minute, you pretty much just got to take impulse entries as a break support, and for the most part it would have worked. But again, it's just not what I do. It's not a strength of mine, to be honest. Like I always say to my guys, play to your strengths. If the impulse trades aren't your strengths, don't look to take them. Well, there it goes. Just continues to die here. Where she stops, nobody knows at the minute. Just continues to sell off, as does silver. Nothing's going to happen just now, guys. So I'm going to get going. Going to go make some dinner and jump on the charts with my team when I'm done with dinner. See if anything presents. But again, I'd still be looking at these entries. The delayed interruption 15 and also the will be now delayed interruption M30. Consider maybe layering in, having 2 entries set. Stop loss, if it is to be a winning trade, should be safe above the pretty much this for the 15-minute high and the bullish candle high. So that is what I'd be looking at. That's been sent into the members group. Paul, thank you, my friend. I might be on Monday. I'm not sure. Not 100% sure I will stream it or not. But thank you. Not just give it a week and I'll be back. But thank you once again, guys, for all the support. Sorry again about yesterday. And today it is what it is. Gold is just melting. Can't find a way in you know, of course, the way I trade. So it is what it is. But move on. In the meantime, don't forget to like the stream on the way out. Yeah, take care, guys. Trade safe. stay safe, and I'll catch you again soon. Cheers, guys. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye, team.
Enjoy your dinner. See you later. Bye.
See you, mate. Cheers, guys.